How's everybody doing today? This is L.A.Kendrick with another tale from the vault of Would You Dare. Today we're going to be talking about Dulce, New Mexico. An article that I came across, and I've seen it a couple of times on a few like UFO hunter shows, unsolved mysteries. I've seen it on a couple, and it was always impressive to me because of what they say was lost. Again, remember, these are not my stories. These are just topics that I'm covering, giving you guys thought um, spaces where you can go and think about things and talk about things and share things, or just look at things and just imagine and wonder and have your hand on the pulse of things that are going on around you, that are possibly going on around you, or that are not going on around you. But again, this is totally up to you. This is your choice. These are articles that are out there, that have been out there for quite some time. But I will say this, and it's really confusing. It's complicated for me because when you guys have sent in your stories for me to read and to present, every time they start off really, really strong, and for some reason YouTube, all of a sudden the numbers drop. Like the one where the guy sent, and it's titled "Harry Was the Hand That Grabbed Me." It had like 70 views, and again, you got to remember my channel was small. I've only got 55 subscribers, and that number dropped all the way down to one. If you go look at it now, it's got one viewer, one. And any of the stories that I do about UFOs or alien abduction, uh, and a lot of your comments that you come in with on your own, a lot of these bad boys, man, for some reason, I don't know why, YouTube always knocks down the numbers. I don't know why. I don't understand that. And that's pretty shameful, because it's obvious. It's not even a question now. It's obvious now. So again, you guys, why I tell you guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe the stuff that we're putting out, the work that we're putting out again here. This is just a safe space to go when you want to be able to talk about things, or you want to be able to imagine, right? Because again, I am a writer, and I write along the lines of things such as this in my Benefits of a Bully. And you can go check out the Destiny versus Chaos series as well as the Benefits of a Bully series. And one is for 10 and up, and then one is for adults. So, hey, I've got something for everybody, even got comic books. But let's get into this Dulce, New Mexico. And this article is from ATI. And it says, inside the disturbing mystery surrounding New Mexico's Dulce base. For decades, ufologists have claimed that extraterrestrials experiment on humans with the military's help. See, that right there usually gets these particular stories that I share with you guys knocked off or reduced as far as number and visibility, and I don't understand why that is. Again, if it ain't true, it ain't true. If it is true, it is true. I mean, I don't know what the problem is, but let's continue. They said they experiment on humans with the military's help inside a secret base underneath Archuleta Mesa in Dulce, New Mexico. Let me get this out the way. The quaint desert of the quaint desert hamlet of Dulce, New Mexico has fewer than 3,000 residents. It doesn't even have a traffic light, but the unassuming little community is a hotbed for ufologists and the alien conspiracy theories, who all believe that below the town is a secret 7-story military facility known as Dulce Base. While tales of the unexplained centered around regional deserts are nothing new, the legends of a New Mexico alien base picked up steam in the 1970s. It began with a state trooper who spotted a strange craft in the sky and mutilated cattle on the ground in Dulce, New Mexico. He also found gas marks nearby, which he believed indicated government involvement. Perhaps the most incredible claims were the claims of Phil Snyder, an alleged former government engineer who claimed to have helped build the Dulce, New Mexico alien base in 1979. He claimed that he and others encountered aliens during the construction, but the military service members engaged in a gun battle with them that later brokered a peace deal with the beings. Although no hard evidence has emerged, rumors continue to circulate of strange goings on in Dulce, New Mexico. They talk about early rumors. Dulce is the home headquarters of Jacarilla Apache Reservation of northern New Mexico, and is largely inhabited by indigenous people, despite its small population. It draws heavy tourism by ufologists who host an annual Dulce-based UFO conference. It's spelled Jicarilla. Again, remember, this is raw and unedited. I'm just grabbing it and going. It's important to note that the existence of the New Mexico alien base itself remains entirely unproven, even as the legends surround it are well documented. Stories arose in the mid-70s with the New Mexico state trooper Gabriel Valdez reporting a series of disturbing cattle mutilations. Valdez claimed to have seen sophisticated spacecraft in the Dulce, New Mexico skies, where Dulce base is said to lie, and to have found a mutilated cow with a dead fetus inside. This was no unborn calf, he claimed, and appeared to be a bizarre hybrid that looked human and monkey and frog. Okay. Detritus surrounding the cattle mutilation suggested to Valdez that the government was involved and that the cattle were not ravaged by wild animals, he said. The evidence was left there. You know, predators don't leave gas masks, glow sticks, radar shaft, Valdez says. They don't leave that stuff. Barkan is quick to note that the cattle mutilations are often tied to nearby UFO sightings. The political science added that the Colorado-New Mexico border region had become one of the most prominent sites in the country for both kinds of reports in the early 1980s. And they got Valdez inspecting a mutilated cow in the 1970s. That's a picture of him doing that. The claims reached far and wide and were followed in 1979 by stories from Paul Benowitz, a physicist and Albuquerque businessman. Benowitz allegedly intercepted electronic signals in Dulce, which he believed were emanating from deep below the ground, and directed at a target too high for human activity. With a growing national interest in both cattle mutilations and claims of electronic signal, the Dulce base was born. Benowitz in 1982 first positioned that the secret base existed. Even published a paper titled Project Beta in 1988, detailing how best to infiltrate the facility. Okay. By May 1990, John Lear claimed to have garnered 4 independent confirmations that the 7-story structure was real. Lear was a former pilot and government man, as well as the son of the inventor of the Lear jet. So people gave some credence to his claims. His detailed claims went so far as to describe different species of aliens who have allegedly visited Earth. Lear's allegations have served as a foundation for further claims about the New Mexico alien base. And this is when they bring in Phil Snyder. Phil Snyder brought Benowitz and Lear's claim out of the fringes with his public speeches and bizarre stories about the alleged base. Claimed to be a former government employee and explosive expert, Snyder said that he was involved in the construction of the Dulce base. Perhaps most famous in his presentation, in which he alleged that during the project's initial stages, the military encountered alien entities beneath the ground. And if I got time, I might show you a clip of the video that he did on YouTube. Again, this is not my stuff. This is, just putting it out there. You can find it on any website. 10 days of the Dulce base UFO conference have disagreed. However, whether Dulce base was built deliberately as a research facility or after a nuclear detonation beneath the New Mexico desert in 1967, when the U.S. government was merely attempting to stimulate subterranean gas reservoirs and encountered the cave-dwelling aliens. Snyder, however, did not only claim to have seen the beings below, but to have lost several fingers during a firefight between terrified soldiers and frightened alien life forms. Both origin stories of the Dulce base legend have the U.S. government encountering various kinds of alien entities and brokering a deal for peace. While Snyder claimed that roughly 60 people were killed in the purported firefight below the desert, none of his statements have ever been proven. Nonetheless, he was certainly missing numerous digits while claiming as much. He died by suicide in 1996. Now, see, that's the thing. All the stories that I've seen, right, about him and his life, which is weird. Okay, let me finish it up. There's no shortage of dubious illustrations of Dulce Base's layout. So-called experts are confident it reaches 7 stories and 2 miles into the ground. With an increasing military presence, the deeper one descends into its bowels. Each floor is to be each floor is said to be designated for specific research, from mind control on human beings to genetic experiments resulting in alien human hybrids. Some diagrams even claim that the gray and reptilian aliens have their own housing, while employees allegedly claim that the 6th floor, the so-called nightmare hall, was the most terrifying of all. Okay. It is here, allegedly, where the screams of human victims being experimented upon echo through the corridors. Snyder claimed that conflict between various factions of aliens and the military eventually broke out, and that Dulce Base is merely one of the 129 hidden facilities of its kind in the United States. Whew. Snyder and his supporters have alleged that the United States so-called black budget likely folds in secret research at these alleged facilities. The black budget is classified military spending and has been estimated to range between 50 and 80 billion according to numerous reports. Ultimately, UFO sightings in the U.S. have yet to cease or even slow. It was recently that the Pentagon admitted that Air Force footage of unidentified aerial vehicles was real, and that the Navy drafted new guidelines on how to report these phenomena. And for the Dulce residents, there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun is what they say. The whole town of Dulce, whoever you talk to, they'll tell you what they've seen, said Geraldine Julian, who claimed to have seen UFOs since the 1960s. It's not a fairy tale. All the things are true, and I believe every last one of them too, because I've seen it myself. Okay, and that's just that aspect of it, right? But here was another article that ties into Phil Snyder's report. They were talking about the gray aliens, how they had killed 60 U.S. soldiers and civilians. This is another article. And again, it's just tying in to Phil's claims. Let me see. What Phil was doing, he said at some point he decided that people should know that they're being kept ignorant and are grossly deceived about everything happening to UFOs and aliens. The government, he says here, well, the article says here, the American government entered an agreement with the gray aliens in 1954. This mutually beneficial corporate cooperation agreement is called the Greta Treaty, and the aliens do not comply with it. 2, the shuttle made special alloys in orbit. A vacuum is needed to create these special metals, and thus mandated for ongoing support of the manned space station is justified. Most of the aircraft technology with the stealth technology was developed due to the study of an alien ship that crashed in the United States. There's a title, Article 4. Well, I've heard this before too. It's in a book called "Behold the Pale Horse" or "Beware the Pale Horse." AIDS was invented in the National Ordnance Laboratory in Chicago, Illinois, and developed as a virus to control the human population. Okay. Again, this is another article that's it's called Audacity. It's where I found this article. Again, all I did was just click, and that's it. I wasn't Again, not my articles. Just having fun and just talking about stuff. All right. What I find troubling is let me see if, you know what, let me try. Let me see if I got any if I can pull up Phil when he's talking about it. Let me see. And I think this is fair use because again it's on YouTube.
17 years experience.
Kind of famous in my own right. I basically would have a set of notes here, but they're unavailable. Stealth aircraft. All stealth aircraft, for instance, all black jets.
I'm gonna give you guys a small portion of it.
Black helicopters and the like.
Okay, so let me
the skins and the coatings and the residues that are used.
This is Phil Snyder's.
In the aircraft themselves, and the airframes and the rotor blades and the fans, and in some cases in submarines, special titanium hulls, in the Phoenix class submarines now. All this has come from alien technology. 1947 is what the public has been told. Something crashed in the backyard in New Mexico, a place called Roswell, New Mexico. Unfortunately, that's what the public's been told. The military's known about the alien question for the better part of 70 years, and they first saw their glimpse of what was going on as early as 1909 in the American Southwest. Now, Army cavalry evidently were chasing some bandits, and they entered this cave. They were holed up in a cave, and what they found in there was flying discs and little gray guys and all kinds of weird things, and they didn't know how to explain that, and they wrote them down as best they could, and it's been in secret archives ever since. That's up down by the Truth or Consequences area of New Mexico.
Let me try to fast forward a little bit.
Vehicles or any other kinds of things well hidden from the American public. Our black budget, for instance, garners $1.023 trillion every 2 years. It's over $500 billion a year. $19 billion. Each one is built in and floats off of a single rail at 3/4 of an inch off the rail, and is what you'd call high tech. We have nothing like this on the surface. The public basically has been totally lied to. We're must be impeached, or they must be removed from office. If this cannot occur, if the truth cannot and I ask you to kind of look at them but not handle them. I have actual crashed retriever metal from Roswell, New Mexico. It's given to me when I was 14 years old. For instance, I've got other things. They're making a whole new class of hypersonic above Mach 5 aircraft in a geosynchronous orbit, or not quite geosynchronous orbit, but you can't break it. Withstand temperatures in excess of 7,500
He's talking about the metals and materials.
degrees Fahrenheit. It has niobium in it. Here's a crystalline example. It's in the scalenohedral crystalline form. We got this from the large grays technology. This is grown in the confines of outer space, which has not quite a super vacuum, but by the way, this is capable of withstanding temperatures in excess of 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's great for certain parts of aircraft. This kind of material I work with on a daily basis. Up here we have a transparency of Groom Lake.
Wow. I was trying to get to the part where he had actually
I don't want to gore you women out, but I was shot in the shoulder up here. I recently have become friends of a retired FBI agent who took me under the wing. The late The new technology we get is the old hat of the military. I'm going to be real brief about it. I carried a level 1 security clearance, the Raleigh 38 factor. There are very few
Okay,
of
so
us.
I'm gonna stop.
There's nobody except myself.
I'm gonna stop because again, I don't. Again, these are not my stories. These are just things that are out here, and I have heard about these stories before, especially when it comes to Phil Snyder. He lost some digits, from what I understand, because he was in that firefight, and the aliens damaged his fingers. So, and it was pretty intense. You can go, like I said, you can go to YouTube. You can see this for yourself. You can pull up on your own. Again, I don't make the rules. I am simply just reporting. Not even reporting. You see, I'm doing this for my cell phone, so you know I'm not like die hard, change the world with this. It's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to have a space where we can go, talk, laugh, and imagine, man. Because like I said, when you were kids, you always imagine. You put on your little outfit, you got outside, you got dirty, you broke a few bones, you scuffed up a few knees. You did things. You had fun. You didn't always sit in front of a laptop or a computer and let the computer generate the world for you as you see it. You went outside and you made your own world happen. And I'm from that generation. So again, you guys, every time I do a topic like this, it almost always, no, it ain't almost always. You can go back and look for yourself through the archives once you subscribe to the channel. You can see that the numbers drop. They'll be really high, then they just drop. And I'm thinking, what's going on, right? When you start talking about UFOs and alien conspiracies and government involvement. Again, it's confusing to me as to why the numbers drop. But hey, it do what it do. But if you like and comment, right, then you have more control, because then you can honestly see where the likes should outweigh the lack of viewership, and to let you know that hey, you know what you're doing is here. So if you guys want to continue to send those comments in and send those articles that you want me to put out there, you can. I mean, I'll read them. Again, they're not my stories, and I'm just here trying to share thoughts. So you guys send what you think, man, about this Dulce, New Mexico base with the aliens in it, man, and experimenting on humans. And this ties right into the one where was it Eisenhower? I think it's Eisenhower, where they said that he made a pact with the aliens, and then they reneged on it. And that video that I did, it actually had a lot of numbers, and then it's dropped down. It's starting to pick back up again. But again, you guys, would you dare want to be caught in a situation like that? Would you dare want to be experimented on? I know I wouldn't. So in closing, you guys make sure that you like, share, please comment and subscribe on what's going on the channel. It's a small channel. It's not a big channel. 55 people. We can Q&A anytime you guys feel like it. I'm just trying to find the right moment and the right time to where I can get you guys in, and we'll go from there. And in closing, as usual, make sure you check your homes, your closets, the dark recesses of your home. And if you work late at night or early into the morning, make sure that you check under your car, inside of your vehicle. Don't be lazy, man, because you never know what's lurking in the dark. Lurking in the dark. To make you a story. And this has been L.A.Kendrick. You guys be safe and fill in the rest.